we doing, guys? Welcome to another quick wake up and movement session with me, Coach David. I hope you're keeping well and your week is going great. Now, hands up if you find yourself stuck in your chair a lot longer these days than you would usually like to. I'm right there. I'm sat in a chair quite a lot these days, doing lots of admin, not coaching as much as I usually would. So I'm beginning to feel a bit of stiffness developing in my shoulders, my back, and my lower back in particular. So I'm thinking, let's nip this in the bud right away. Let's start looking at ways in which we can stay nice and mobile even if we are stuck in a chair. Okay, I've done a few types of videos like this and they've always gone down really well, so hopefully you'll enjoy this one. Okay, so we're going to start off with cat-cow. Okay, so we usually do this on our hands and knees. Today, we're going to do it from the chair. Very similar movement, and it's going to stretch out the lower back and give the upper back a bit of a stretch as well, so really beneficial. So start off basically staying right upright, long spines, facing straight ahead. Okay, then what we're going to do is do the cat bit first. Okay, and then we're going to do the cow bit. So we're just trying to elongate the spine, put a bit of an arch in the lower back, and bring the chin up towards the ceiling. And then the opposite move, we're going to round over and try and get a big arch in that upper back. Okay, it might help if you have your hands forward over your knees for that part. And then back up. We're just going to repeat that movement. It's easier if you're not talking. We're going to repeat that movement for about a minute. Big inhalation at the top, and then breathe out as you're going back down to that count. Okay, up. Breathe out, get a big stretch in the back of the shoulders. Okay. So there's no telling how many of these you're going to get done in a minute. I'm not going to give you a number to aim for. Okay, begin to loosen off a little bit already. I'll go for one more. Big exhalation at the bottom. Alright, brilliant stuff. Okay guys, next we're going to do a figure 4. So I'll do this one face on. We're going to get one foot on top of the opposite knee. So far so simple, just like crossing your legs. Now, depending on how tight your hips are, that might be as low down as you can get that knee to go. However, I want you to try gently to put a little bit of pressure on it. So just flex the foot, so have it in a 90-degree angle, gently sit upright, push a little bit of pressure down on that knee and then hold when it gets tight. Okay, it's possible if you try to push too far, it's going to cramp up, and we don't want that. We're going for about a 20 to 30 second hold. You should feel this tip opening up all round here, so the hip, right in there in the hip flexor area, actually a bit of a stretch in the obliques and the lower back on that side as well. So once you've done about 20 seconds on one side, just gently swap over legs. Oh, that's my stiff side. Okay, knee bent, about 90 degrees, foot the same, gently push down. Okay, and I can't emphasise that enough. Keep the other foot firmly planted on the floor, just gently push down. As we go through this, you'll notice I say a lot about sitting upright. Okay, it's really, really common for us to slump in a seat. Seats almost these days seem to be designed to make us do that. So we're often fighting a losing battle. But just if you can keep every once in a while, do a little correction, I'm not quite sat up as upright as I could be. And doing these exercises will be a great way for you to learn to do that. We'll do one more on each side. Okay, and I guarantee if you do this a couple of times a week, or even a couple of times a day, if you can find the moments to do it in, when you actually do finally get around to finding a bit of time for some workouts, you will absolutely feel the benefit of it. It won't feel like the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz looking for his oil can. You will be a lot more loose and limber, and then ready to actually get the most out of the workout. Let's face it, we cast around our diaries for times to get the workouts done. When you find one, you really want to make the most of it, right? So, that's good. Yeah, that's definitely my tightest. And you can probably see better than I can. That knee's not going anywhere near as low as the other one. So, got a bit of work to do on that one. Okay, great stuff. That's your figure 4. Next one we're going to do is a seated twist. So, let's do this so you can see what we're talking about. Again, don't forget, very high in the chest, keep the length of the spine, okay, really lengthen it, get as tall as you can. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn the chest away. Now, quite often people tend to lead with the chin to try and turn and face backwards, but I'll actually want you to go with the chest first, and then only in the very last part of the movement, when you're reaching behind you, I'll sit a bit further forward, you can see, as you come all the way around with the chest, then let the chin fall. Okay, we're going to hold that position. You notice I'm not grabbing hold of anything, I'm not wrenching myself backwards, I'm just letting the body do the twisting, okay? I'm trying to, my legs want to follow. So yeah, if your legs are beginning to follow around with you, you can always put a hand here, just a little bit of pressure, but don't like grip it and try and, you know, use it as leverage. Up nice and tall, hold that position for between 20 and 30 seconds, and then gently bring it back to your starting position. I'll turn it back on you for a second to do the same on the opposite side. So chest round, and then chin will follow, and a gentle hold for between 20 and 30 seconds. Now I feel a bit of a twist there, a little bit of pull in the obliques, that's good. Oh, that suggests that's quite tight. Okay, so you do that a couple of times through, about a minute's worth, and you will feel absolutely brilliant. All your thoracic spine will have begun to move and feel a little bit more mobile. Okay, so we've got one final one, and it's the one that I'm the least confident with because it's a bit of a funny one, this. We're going to get up out of our chair, okay? I say confident, I know that I'm going to feel it a little bit in my lower back. Now, there's a couple of ways we can avoid that. So basically what we're going to do is put the hands on the top of the chair, on the back of the chair I suppose. Straight legs, we're going to push our hips backwards. So straight away you're going to start to feel a nice stretch down the hamstrings, that's a good start. Okay, and then basically try and keep the arms straight, pushing the hips back, or trying to get them into an overhead position. Okay, so you'll feel it in the shoulders, you'll feel it in the upper back, but this is where I begin to feel a little bit in my lower back. So in order to avoid that going into kind of over extension, I'm going to squeeze my core. Okay, just engage the abs, the same way you would do in a plank. So we're just going to squeeze them down there, and that's going to stop my back from arching. Okay, so hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds and then gently come back up out of it. So that's good, that was effective. I didn't feel anything in my back, actually I felt it more in my hamstrings, which is another story, it suggests they're rather tight. Okay, so back down to that, gently push back down, try and get those arms overhead, opening up the chest, the upper back, squeezing the core, and keeping the lower back nice and straight. Okay. Alright, so gently sit back into that, and then gently again, come back up out of it. Okay, so you had to stand up once. Here you go. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Keep going with all the movements that you can, whatever you can fit into your day. Makes the most of your workouts when they do come around. And yeah, we'll see you very soon. Cheers, guys.